Next news. Breaking news from the White House.
CNN actually sent a crew to the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool, scooped up a water sample, and took it to a pool store like they were busting Watergate. A pool store for a 6.5 million gallon reflecting pool. That is the level of regime media desperation that we're dealing with. While crews pumped out dead algae, blasted ozone into the water, and ran hydro vacuums to clear years of Democrat neglect, CNN pushed breathless talk about green water and made up Trump algae fiasco. Then it got uglier. Park police opened an investigation into an 8647 inscription in the pool. Surveillance towers went up, and guards locked in 24/7. Ask yourself, why does CNN chase algae harder than vandalism and threats? You see, this matters because CNN did not just embarrass itself. CNN ran a live-action psyop designed to staple years of Washington decay onto Donald Trump at the exact moment Trump is restoring the nation's front yard. That scam protects the people who let the Capitol rot in the first place. Under the Biden administration and Democrat rule in Washington, filth piled up, standards cratered, and public space turned into a monument to managed decline. Now Trump cleans it, and CNN suddenly discovers forensic zeal. Omar Jimenez can joke about a mostly peaceful Trump algae bloom in the memes, right? And warn Americans to mask up over 0 cases, but CNN never brought this kind of obsessive energy to migrant fraud, child trafficking at the border, violent illegal invaders, or the less chemical and surgical war on children. They independently took a water sample, consulted a pool store, and lectured the country on phosphate levels in a 6.5 million gallon of water pool. That's not journalism. That is opposition research with a camera crew. And while CNN plays chemist, Park Police and the National Guard, they stand watch around a memorial because Trump derangement syndrome escalated into vandalism, a carved 8647 threat, and men prowling the pool with tools and buckets. And when CNN starts trusting a pool store more than common sense, I stick with results I can feel. After trying hundreds of supplements, only C60 Evo hit like this. Brain fog gone, joint pain virtually eliminated, more energy, clearer thinking, better skin. My wife's skin looks 10 years younger. My energy feels 20 years younger. Okay? C60 Evo is a Nobel Prize winning molecule, not just another antioxidant. It works at the cellular level where aging actually happens. And the Paris study delivered the longest life extension in history. Lab animals live 90% longer. This stuff is 172 times more powerful than vitamin C. It's worth more than gold per ounce. And the Houston lab's been making this since 1991. Get exclusive savings at c60evo.com/NNN. Use code NNN at checkout. Real science beats pool store theater and regime theater. And here's where the detail that CNN and the left can't spin away. While the camera's fixated on green water, somebody carved 8647 into the sealant at the pool. Not a joke, not performance art. Park Police launched an investigation, mobile surveillance towers went up, and officers plus the National Guard locked the site down around the clock. So when we throw some of these tweets on the screen, keep in mind one thing. The people screaming about algae stayed awfully quiet about the threat, sabotage, and vandalism at the National Memorial. Planet of Memes just nailing it with this. All right? The beautiful meme here. Let's go live to CNN national correspondent Omar Jimenez for an update about the Trump algae bloom disaster.
Coming to you live from Washington at the mostly peaceful Trump algae bloom at the reflecting pool. As you can see, the water remains green as the men work. Total cases of Trump algae syndrome remain at 0, but at this point, it's not a matter of if, but when. Mask up and stay safe out there.
Yeah, mask up and stay safe out there. So that's the meme. The mockery gets even sharper with this meme, a full CNN news studio floating in the reflecting pool. CNN's to set up a permanent floating news studio on the reflecting pool in Washington to bring you the latest breaking algae news. That's basically what it is, right? You see, the joke lands because CNN really did treat this as a national emergency. Next, you'll see them hauling off water samples and taking it to a pool store for their so-called independent investigation.
We're going to scoop up a water sample to see if we can get this tested. CNN independently took the sample of water and consulted with a pool store that regularly tests water to help read the results. It showed phosphate levels far higher than what is recommended to keep algae at bay based on estimates for a pool that holds 6.5 million gallons of water.
If there's already some phosphate fertilizer in the water, that's really opportunistic, especially for the blue-green algae that can fix nitrogen. So they are having a field day out here, probably.
The Department of
Oh, you think that's it, right? So it gets even more absurd as their crew starts inspecting the sealant and narrating every flap like it's Watergate.
We've been very careful here not to pull at this because we don't want to, make anything worse. But this is just a loose flap of what appears to be that sealant down here in the water, just flapping like that. There have been tourists coming along, tearing off pieces to take as souvenirs. Now, did they cause this problem? I don't know. Maybe. Did they exacerbate it? Maybe. And we don't have proof exactly that is the sealant we're talking about, but it sure looks like it. And the progress on the algae out here, they are working very hard, and it is very slow. They're pumping oxygen into the water in the form of ozone to try to break up the chemical process that forms these algae blooms, very commonly this time of year in Washington, D.C. And they're using these sort of water vacuums out here, hydro vacuums, to suck up a lot of the green algae. But we don't know. It could be forming again behind them because it's basically microscopic in spore form. What we do know is that all the tourists who are coming by are seeing a lot of it. Listen to what they say.
It looks bad. I just say green.
Yeah, CNN, man. Next one, they point to what looks like a deliberate cut. Somebody caught this video. That looks like they sent a GoPro down underneath. Looks like a clean cut, someone vandalizing the reflecting pool. So the cut was intentional. It stops being a maintenance story and it starts looking like sabotage. Now comes the response. Park Police investigating an 8647 inscription as security ramps up around the pool. United States Park Police investigating 8647 on the sealant of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. Etched into the pool itself. Big sword tour getting the footage there. Trump derangement syndrome has no bounds. So the vandalism concerns weren't just online. Police and surveillance are now in the mix. CNN just kept pushing the visual, pointing to green discharge and claiming officials weren't telling the truth.
And I do want to show you, this is the output from what's going on over there, and you can see it is clearly green. This is the water that the federal officials are saying is absolutely clear and perfect at this point. It very clearly is not. It takes no walking around at all here to see all the debris in the water, the continued presence of algae. Can they get it under control? Maybe they can, but currently they do not have it under control. And whether they can get it done by July 4th, we'll see.
Breathlessly, CNN zooming in on the runoff to keep the smear alive. Crews out there doing the actual cleanup. Here shows the dead algae being pumped out in plain view. So even with crews draining the mess, the anti-Trump media machine keeps reaching for the cheap shots Patriot takes, tries to mock Trump's own reflecting pool themed post. Trump posted this to his Truth Social. Yeah. That sums it up, right? Filling the reflecting pool with liberal tears. Next, a clip reports a man arrested after allegedly cutting and ripping up the new sealant.
A man jumped in the reflecting pool today with all these crowds around, cut out a huge piece of the blue sealant and tried to get away, but he was arrested.
So the arrest gives the sabotage claims a lot more weight, and now there's another late-night police encounter. A suspicious man detained near the pool carrying a pitchfork and a bucket. Last night, U.S. Park Police detained a suspicious man. It's unclear what the man was planning on doing with his pitchfork and bucket, but it's certainly not a regular sight at the pool. So with arrest, detentions, and threats around the pool, the whole thing is attracting some bizarre attention somehow. It gets even stranger with a Team Algae cheer squad showing up on the scene.
Algae smarter than MAGA. Algae smarter than MAGA. Algae smarter than MAGA. Algae smarter than MAGA.
Algae's better than MAGA. So after the clown show, let's shift to something that actually shows American strength. The next clip, U.S. Air Force confirming the VC-25B has arrived at Joint Base Andrews. This is the new Air Force One that has now officially arrived for President Trump to use. So from Algae theater to real presidential optics, now you get the money shot. Trump makes the inaugural exit from the new Air Force One.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And I'm proud to be
President Trump emerging from the new Air Force One. Absolutely beautiful, in contrast to the destruction of the leftists trying to destroy America's symbols. President Trump reviving every single one of them. He had his remarks, wasn't just a photo op. Trump wanted to make clear what it represents. He lays out exactly why this new Air Force One is bigger, faster, and built to project American power.
Our pilots, designers, and engineers prepared an aircraft that is the largest Air Force One ever built. It flies further and faster than any Air Force One. Those are the giant engines. Those are incredible engines. It's the fastest. Flies further. You don't have to stop for fuel every few hours. You maybe will never have to stop for fuel. They call it unlimited. Well, it's pretty close to unlimited, and which is among the most beautiful aircrafts the Air Force will ever see or operate. You'll never have this opportunity again, and I want to thank everybody involved, including Tamim. But every man and woman here today should be incredibly proud of what we've all achieved, because this is representative of our country. Now when we land at airports in London and in Germany and different places, nobody tops this one, and that's the way we have to have it for our country. Nobody even comes close.
So Trump is talking performance, range, and a plane no one else can match. Then he gets to the look itself, explaining why the new colors are red, white, and blue.
We had it all painted up, and these are the new colors, red, white, and blue. And we like the baby blue, but it was time for a change. And this is the sleekest line. Everything was designed good. It was my taste, I will say. He said, what color do you like? I said, I like the color of the American flag, right? That makes sense. So we have that, and all of the planes in the fleet are being changed into this look, which is a much better look and a more appropriate look.
Red, white, and blue. Classic Trump, pride and American flag front and center. We close with the president on the move, departing for Camp David like a machine for the weekend. Our Commander-in-Chief heading to Camp David for the weekend. So the most revealing line in this entire circus came when CNN bragged that it independently took the sample of water and consulted with a pool store. That sentence should end every pretense. Okay, Jeff Zucker built this culture. The CNN machine still runs on the same rotten fuel. Manufacture panic, slap Trump's name on it, and pray viewers forget who caused the mess. They turned routine cleanup into a national scandal pitch while crews were already pumping out dead algae, injecting ozone, and dragging hydro vacuums across the pool. Then real derangement hit the scene, an 8647 inscription. Surveillance towers, park police, National Guard, a man detained with a pitchfork and a bucket. Another man arrested after cutting and ripping Trump's blue sealant. CNN chasing algae, patriots spotting the sabotage. Donald Trump, he's cleaning up American symbols, and the regime media can't stand the contrast. They watch him restore the mall, restore the memorial grounds, restore pride, even roll out a brand new Air Force One in the colors of the American flag. So what did CNN do? CNN crouched by the reflecting pool with a sample cup and a pool store test like a parody of a newsroom. That's where the old order sits now, filming dead algae, ignoring vandals, and trying to sell national decline as Trump's fault after the Democrats let the place decay for years. Park police need to finish the 8647 investigation. The National Park Service needs to identify every vandal who touched that sealant, and CNN deserves every ounce of ridicule that it earned. If this segment lit you up, pass it along, drop your take below, and make these propagandists watch the country laugh at them. Trump restores, they smear. America sees the difference. And you'll see the difference too when you text raw feed to 844-840-4963. The difference is you're actually going to be informed. When the notifications never arrive and the algorithm continues to bury us, you're going to stay connected with me. I'll send you a text message once a night. You'll get all the news you need to catch up on the day. Very simple. Raw feed, texted 844-840-4963. And celebrate these wins right now with the Next News Network. We got some America 250 gear. It is in the merch shelf below this video or at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.
The system controls information. Information control is power. They don't want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.